like another reason why people don't marry and women don't marry on time again is because they know that men are just very foolish people.
Jesus Christ.
No offense to people, but men will take you to the desert and leave you stranded with no water.
If you wear colored, men will
So
still
now
stain it.
they know that it's not everything that this man that say he love me will say that I will just believe and be going.
Film my face. Film am well. Film the excitement within my face. And you know why I'm excited? Because anytime we on the camera, you're always there waiting for us. Thank you for always being there, and welcome to the Life Unscripted podcast. Real, raw, and ready. Well, as usual, we have an interesting and exciting episode for your viewing pleasure. But before we get started, my siblings are in the studio and they are dying. They can't wait to say hi to you. So I'm just going to let them do their thing.
I'm not dying to say hi, but you know, it's your favorite intellectual, Da Bello.
Hi, my loves, and hi, my fellow baddies. You know who it is. Pretty Naz, your favorite talkative, award-winning yapper, and certified medical practitioner. Her.
Hi guys, it's your boy Simdi, your number one worker Anambra, and as always, it's a pleasure to have you guys here.
Yes, and of course, your favorite person, strong, tender, deep, aka STD, aka Snoop Dragon. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Barra, Barrah, and I can't wait to get this started.
That's no problem.
Yes, so guys, something happened to me recently. When I say to me, no, scratch that. A friend of mine that got married 4 months ago, he called me and he said his marriage is over.
So what's happened?
So apparently, they did the church kind of dating.
Okay.
What's church kind of dating?
So they basically didn't spend time together. Do you understand? If he wanted to see his wife to be, he had to go to their house. You understand? They didn't spend any time alone. Do you understand?
Both of them, they stay in the same
Exactly.
life.
She didn't visit him.
Okay.
Do you understand? So
They didn't spend
everything was dating according to,
Biblical
religious
values.
That's what we call courtship.
Exactly.
Courtship.
So, and he got married to her and found out that she's not a cooking person. Do you understand? Like, she said when they were dating that she cooks, but she doesn't like to cook. So when they got married, he found out that she doesn't like to cook. She prefers to eat takeout.
But then she already told him before.
No, she said she doesn't like it, but she cooks if she's hungry.
That she's aware of it.
If you cook when
People
you are
are hungry. I don't get
Only
hungry.
when you are hungry.
I don't really get hungry like that.
hungry.
Now.
Okay, so basically, it became like a big issue for them because apparently the guy is a foodie, right?
Oh. He likes food, like me.
I'm in that kitchen. Hey,
So
food, even though they cook.
their relationship started to break down. Right?
Because of food.
Was one thing. Now the second part is because they did, religious courtship. There was no carnal knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? Okay. And that means the guy also found out that he has a higher frequency
Then the lady.
when it comes to carnal knowledge compared to
The lady.
Yeah.
his wife. And his wife is more like, you're always ready, I'm not ready.
Okay.
Do you understand? So he had those two things to him were, like red flags and deal breakers.
Mm.
Do you understand? And when you start having strife in a relationship, you start to argue a lot.
Yeah.
It breaks down, and then there's whole bottled up emotions, and then said it right. So it got me thinking, because I'm somebody who is already getting a lot of pressure from home, with respect to marriage. And it got me thinking, it seems in this generation, marriages are ending more frequently than, the previous generation. There seems to be like a shift in values. Do you understand? And not just that, there's also this thing that has to do with the average age of marriage. I looked at a study online, I think it was from Statista, and they said the average age of marriage across both genders has increased. For women, I think it's about 25, 26. Men, it's 30, 31.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's plausible because at 25, a woman is still figuring out what she wants to do with her life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Depends on when
definitely.
you left school. Probably you're just fresh out of university.
Yeah.
Then at 31, the man is still looking if he do it.
Definitely.
Responsibilities. So it got me thinking, like, is it just me? Right? I really want to get your opinion, like everybody's opinion. Is it that marriages are failing in my own
time.
immediate space, or is it a general thing?
Firstly, I don't think that it's your own opinion. I just believe that there's been a shift when it comes to marriage for a certain number of reasons, which being number one, which is the obvious fact, economic factor, right? The fact that, especially in Nigeria now, our economy, I mean to say, is not stable enough, right? A lot of people would want to figure out their lives before getting married, because marriage is a big deal. And not even about wedding. Like, you have to figure out a lot of things. Where are we going to live? How are we going to handle our kids? School, children's school fees, house rent, finances. It's a whole lot. And then you're catering not only for yourself, but then you're catering for other people too, your family and your wife. So I feel like that is already a big decision why people would want to delay marriage. That's number one. Then I feel like, again, number two, it has to do with the fact that women these days are, I would say, thanks to feminism, right? Women these days are realizing that, my life doesn't have to end in the kitchen per se. Because I feel like now, if you look at our mother's time, because everybody likes to say, let us look at our mother's time. Now, during our mother's time, a lot of women were not going to school. A lot of women did not have jobs. At 16, they're already shipping you off to get married to someone else. But now women are wanting more for themselves, and they believe that they could get more, because not even they believe, they can get more. I believe that women can get more. We all know women can get more. Yeah. So now a lot of women are like, why do I even want to get married in the first place? Do you understand? I want to figure out my life, and then before I would think about marriage. So I feel like those are the two main issues. Then I feel like, again, a lot of young people are having disconnects when it comes to marriage, in the sense that I would say that they are seeing a lot of failed marriages. Some people came from broken home. So they're just like, this marriage thing, like, you are seeing the divorce rate is high. Would I say it's high? But then you see a lot of people getting divorced. People that you are seeing, people that you are shipping, were already getting divorced. People that came from broken homes, they're like, your mind may not really be there. So I feel like this one and three main core factors why I believe that marriage is, there's a bit of a delay when it comes to marriage. But I don't know, every Saturday people are still getting married.
Do you understand?
Do you understand? Like, we just attended that wedding. They were 10 in the church getting married.
Yes. I think I concur with you at some point. I think where I will say I concur with you, or I agree with you, is the economic factor of it. I think is the issue. But majorly for me, I think social media has brought a lot of ideas that are not supposed to be purported outside.
Like what?
Social media is making the whole gender, both the male and the female, believe or have another idea of marriage that is not there. Because in social media, you see every marriage as perfect. In social media, you see everything going well, but they don't tell you what is going on inside the house. You understand me? Marriage is a struggle. Marriage is two imperfect beings coming together to become one. There's no perfect marriage. But social media has made it easier, or made it look as if all marriage is perfect.
I wouldn't really say social media has made it seem like all marriages.
We all go through social media. Okay, the wedding you just watched of recent, to share what be the name, JP, right? Everybody, thank you very much. Everybody was just, enjoying the whole view, and everybody was saying, see, I watch a lot of comments and see ladies that want to get into marriage solely because of what they see. Solely because they see the glamour, because they see the amount of people that came, the things they got. Not even
marriage. That's just the wedding.
Wedding, marriage.
A lot of people fantasize
what
about
I'm saying,
wedding.
fantasy. Yes, thank you. I love the word you use.
They're fantasizing about wedding, not about marriage. Wedding and marriage are two different.
Let me tell you the thing. Which people enjoy marriage more? Wedding and marriage more.
I'm sorry?
Which people?
I would say it's men. I would actually say it's
Why
men.
would you say it's men?
Because have you ever told a man that you don't want to get married and watch how they're all uprising? Literally, when a woman comes and say, do you know what, I don't want to get married, men are literally on your throat. Why are you on my throat? I say I don't want to get married. It's my own personal opinion. Men will be the one eating you up.
Okay, let me still ask you that question. Why don't you want to get married if you don't?
I didn't say I don't want to get married. I said, if you look at comments, because you brought social media now, right? Okay, I believe we are all on Twitter, right? Sometimes a woman would tweet how, I don't really think I want to get married, or I don't really think I want to have kids. Go and check the comment section. who are the people that are insulting the woman? It is men. I know the men are even using marriage to threaten women. I feel like men are the ones that want to get married.
Yes,
because I don't know. Do you
part.
get? I feel like men are the ones that want to get married more because this is my opinion. To me, men see marriage as vacation. To me, men see marriage as vacation because a lot of
And women see it as
or I
an
would say a lot of parents, they don't train their sons to be husbands, but then they train a woman from when you were like small to become a wife.
Is
But
this what you do in your husband's
do you
house?
understand? Like small things.
Is this what you boys? Is this what you do in your wife's house?
Because to men, marriage is a vacation. Oh, let me get married. Let my wife do all the emotional labor, and I just sit down there as provider. What I even provide? Some men can't even afford rent. Let's be for real. How many men are the sole provider of the house? How many men are the sole 100% provider of the house?
Okay.
There are not a lot of
I love the point you're getting to.
Just sit down in their house.
I love the point you're getting to. Most men are not doing what most men are expected to do.
Would you say most?
That's in her own view. Most men are not doing what she said. Most men can't even afford rent. How many women are doing what is expected of them?
What is
to do?
expected of
a
them?
woman.
Yeah, expected of a woman to take care of a home. A man is to provide and protect, isn't it?
Those are traditional roles.
Those are
To me, I believe
which
that
roles are a
marriage,
woman supposed to
I'm
play?
so sorry, but I believe that in marriage is two equal partners. Because at the end of the day, if you are doing provider nurturer, if you are doing provider protector nurturer, you know that they gave you provider role. You know they even do provider role, do 100%. Do you understand?
You're still arguing the fact that I'm still telling you the fact that these are roles that are expected of a man.
Okay, yes, I would say societally they're
God
expected
bless
of a
you.
man.
Because, okay, let me put it this way. There's a reason that we're having this problem now. And when during the olden days, there was a reason that marriages lasted long.
But then
Everybody
in the olden
played.
days-
Calm down now. Everybody played their roles well. Listen, in the olden days, I'm just trying to match things till we get to this point. Everybody played their own roles well. A man, like in the olden days, there was nothing like courtship. Most times they marry via referral. This family
Arranged marriage.
arrange this one. They meet together. They don't even know each other. They don't even know if they're compatible. But the thing there is that the lady knows what it means to be a wife and a mother. While the man was already programmed to know what it means to be a husband and a father.
What are those specific roles for each of
The roles for the father is be a provider, be a protector.
Then
Make
what's
sure
the
that
role for
the
you?
mother is to make sure that whatever the man has provided is being used to
Accountant.
cater for accountability.
So did she come to do
No. That's what I'm saying. In the olden days, this was what we were used to.
We are no longer in the
So
olden
are you
days. We're in the
saying
21st
that this
century.
should still apply to?
I'm not saying it should be applied, but there's a certain level of it worked back then. Doesn't mean there's no way it can be applied now that it will not work. I'm not saying women should be slaves. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying women should be slaves. I'm saying as a woman, you need to know the rules that you need to play as a mother. While the man knows this role as the father. You understand me? If you're a man, it is a must for you to provide.
Who
You
said
don't
so?
have to provide.
That is the thing. That is where both parties come together. When I made the first, I said two imperfect beings coming together to form a union. That is marriage. Nobody's perfect. I cannot be 100% provider.
Thank you. If you cannot be a 100% provider, why
Why
would
should
you want
she be
the
a
woman to be
100%?
100% nurturer?
Do you understand?
If you, as the wife, no one nurture.
She did not say no one nurture.
See, the man wants to provide, but he's not providing.
So the same she probably wants to nurture, but she cannot.
Why can't you nurture?
Okay,
you
she
can't
has
take
said
care of
that
the
her leg
Sorry.
is amputated.
Why even going extreme?
If
Why
she's
can't
so
you
sick,
provide?
what if she suddenly has ovarian cancer?
Why even going far?
Those ones, look, you are going too far.
You are going far.
What I'm saying is, you as a woman, you know your rules. Okay,
See,
he said that
I'm so
the story
sorry.
you told now is the marriage crashed because the woman, at the point of courtship, told this guy, I can cook.
But
Knowing
I don't
fully
like
well-
cooking.
Yeah, knowing fully well that this guy loves to eat. You
No,
understand?
but that's the thing. How do you know? He did not say that from the story.
Because the guy is a foodie. Definitely a point to go. Why would
Excuse
the
me,
only
but
reason?
if they're
Wait,
having conversation,
wait. The only reason why she will say
you are
she
taking this
can
story out
cook.
of context.
Okay.
Wait.
Because now you've implied, you have put it in that she should know from the way they've been talking that he's a foodie. So from the same conversation, why should he not know that she don't like cooking? No.
She has never come to his house to even
sorry.
Why should
experimenting.
Why should
Asuna,
she
they
now
debate
also
small.
assume that he's a foodie? Because
See,
she has
for
also never
me
gone
to
his
even house.
house.
ask you that question, for me to ask you,
But she
do
did
you
not ask
cook?
the question.
at the point of their call, even your story, if I heard your story well, you mentioned that she said that she can cook, but she doesn't when she's hungry. But but that means you have a knowledge of it.
Sorry, please, I just want to ask, why is the foodie man not cooking for himself?
Cooking is a skill.
Cooking is a life skill. You say you're a foodie. Why can you not cook?
You know if you cook.
Do you understand foodie when no sabi cook? What are you foodie?
Okay, so let me quickly chip in here. From what you're saying here, there has to be clearly defined roles.
Yes.
And that's the reason why marriages, work.
Definitely. Everybody wants to play another person's role.
But then again, right, I'm not about to get into a gender war.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to avoid. I have a feeling these two tigers want to eat me raw. But that's what I want to avoid.
I have a feeling I'm not going to win that. Yeah. But the thing here is this. I believe marriages have evolved. True.
Yes.
Yeah.
Marriages have evolved because I don't know, I was having a discussion with you sometime and I was telling you how I believe marriages came to having defined roles in the past. In the past, there wasn't, intellect. It wasn't really about intellectual capacity, especially in Africa.
Yeah.
It wasn't really about your intellectual capacity. It was about what you can do physically. As a man, you're providing because you have the physical.
Thank you. Because I'm sorry to cut you, because I remember having this conversation with my friend, and then I was even telling her that how did we even come across the role of women should be nurturers and men should be providers?
Yeah.
And I had the thought, and I told her that, see, back to what you were saying, which I agree with, your point is valid, because I remember that I was like, the reason why men even automatically became providers was simply because during that time
there was a lot of strength.
There was a lot of, do you understand?
Physical.
Thank you. So for you to provide, you literally had to have the physical strength to be able to go and hunt and do this. And since the woman is like birthing babies, it just made sense that she would take care of the kids. But then now we are in the 21st century, even the providing, which I'm putting in air quotes, the providing that you are doing is the same that your wife is, because both of people have jobs. Like in this Nigerian economy, let us talk about the average Nigerian. How many average Nigerian men are providing for their houses 100%? There is literally how many average Nigerians are providing?
Majority.
Average.
I said the average Nigerian.
Average.
In this economy that we are, which man is taking the soul, like he's paying for house rent, he's paying for school, he's paying for everything. Down to, you get... How many men are doing that?
If I understand you, the woman should also have a role in the providing. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying that
marriage is not 100% of this or 100% of that, because there are sometimes that you are just, maybe this period now, a lot of money is coming in for you. Naturally, you're going to bear more of the costs and expenses. But then there will also be a time that you not really day like that, and that is where your partner will now come to compliment you. Mind you, it's not even every marriage now that the husband is richer than the wife.
Definitely.
And I was even reading a thread on Twitter where the girl was saying that she finds it very difficult finding somebody to be with, because a lot of men are intimidated by women that are richer than them because of that notion of they should be the provider.
And when
they cannot provide for this person,
they are no more men.
So the woman is not the man in the relationship.
That's the wrong ideology.
No, see the thing. This thing is hereditary. Whatever you learn.
What is hereditary?
Not hereditary, sorry. Like
social conditioning.
Yes.
Not that. You know why I said hereditary? You know why? Because you basically have, I think it's Darwin's theory, where you can pass on acquired traits.
Yeah.
Now, the truth is, even if you acquire flawed traits, you can pass it on to your kids. Now, men give birth to a man child, and the man is looking at his father and seeing what his father is doing. Do you understand? Father was Jackie. You're basically carrying every responsibility, and you pass that mentality to your son. Your son passes it to his son. On and on it goes. So that's why I said I don't want to make this a gender thing, because truth be told, there are sides to it. From what I was telling you earlier, the world has evolved. It's no longer about physicality. It's no longer about who goes to the bush, gets game, and then your wife has to go.
They're no more hunting.
Now everybody is pitching in. Women couldn't pitch in the past because they didn't have that physical strength. But now people make money more because of intellectual capacity. So now everybody is pitching in. Still, I believe there still has to be role definition. You know what I'm saying? That you cannot have two captains on a ship.
That's the point.
I'm not saying it will be a man,
I guess
I'm not saying to be a woman, but I'm saying that there has to be clearly defined roles before you get married to somebody.
I feel like that's aside now. I feel like people are looking at marriage wrong, because marriage is partnership. Now you're looking at it as one person should be the captain, and one person should be the submit. Do you understand? I feel like marriage is partnership. People come together to make a home. Oh, how do we want to run this our home? Oh, I'm earning so and so amount of money. Oh, I'm earning so and so amount of money. That's in the provider role. Now, how are we going to pull our resources together to make our home better? Do you understand? How are we going to pull our resources together to elevate our home? Oh, okay, do you know what? Maybe as a medical person that I am, I'm going to work. I'll probably have night shifts. I'll be coming to work. I'll be coming back home, I mean to say, late at night most times. So I will now come back, work late at night. My husband will now say, oh, him be provider, make him no cook again. Oh, I'm a provider. I will say that I'm waiting for you to come back so that I will sweep and do all of all those things. That's what I call partnership. When I can't come in, you feel in for me. When you can't come in, I feel in for you. Sometimes husband will be short on money. Your wife would feel in for you. Do you understand? They're not doing, oh, I'm the captain, you're the provider. You are supposed to be the provider. You are provide 100%. You
I feel like another thing is mentality, or will I say ideology. So, like, we already know that, okay, in the past, it was the men were... Yeah, I'm not saying the men are not still like the men in this thing, but it was more of, as we've said, men provider, women nurturers. But I feel like now, before you get married, you need to know who you're marrying.
Yeah.
Are you marrying a feminist?
God bless you.
Is your husband the kind of person that if you tell him good morning and you don't answer, he's automatically offended?
Yeah, he's a traditional man, eh?
Exactly. I married a traditional man.
Yeah.
Are you marrying a corporate girl that, like, is this marriage safe? It's only because she loves you she marry you. If not, she have married her work already. So, like, you need to know who you're marrying, because if you're okay with how that person is, then there's no problem in it. Where the problem comes in now is that, like this story that you said down, that she doesn't like to cook and he's a foodie. Someone that does not like to cook does not like to cook. There's nothing you will do that will suddenly make the person love cooking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the person will cook for survival, but it does not mean that now, because you're a foodie, I'll be in the morning, anything you tell me you want to eat, I'll start cooking it ASAP. No. I'll cook, yes, we will not be hungry. I'll probably do maybe batch cooking on the weekend or something like that to put all my stress in one day. Spread it out during the week. I may make in large quantity because I know you're a foodie and you like to eat, but not that you're a foodie now. Every 2 working hours, I'm inside kitchen. You say you want spaghetti bolognese. You want calamari. Can you want to cook calamari?
Okay.
So the thing is, there's something she mentioned when she started speaking about cost of living. Especially in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Is outrageous. Do you understand what I'm saying? And in that equation is also the factor of accommodation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you understand
It's
what I'm
crazy.
saying? Crazy. And the way it is now is, all over the country, especially in some places in Lagos, Port Harcourt, those key states.
Yeah.
Even Enugu now, no.
Yeah,
I think it's becoming
Enugu
something
is
else
becoming,
actually for friends. Yeah.
So basically, you have just decent accommodation, high priced. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not like it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then you're going to factor in agency fee, legal fees, and all that.
And
all
setting up the apartments generally.
Exactly. And is a big deal because you're trying to raise a family.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so you need space.
Yes.
You need to make arrangements for your kids. And if you're buoyant enough, you need to make arrangements for extended family.
Yeah.
Customary.
That come to visit and all.
Exactly. So, it's crazy. Accommodation is expensive.
Yeah.
I even have a cousin of mine who lives in the US, lives in Virginia. He got married, right? His wife lives in Enugu. So he got married and he came down to do the marriage here in Enugu. But the thing is, his wife was writing, she was in her final year, so she was about rounding up. So they didn't want to
Start
stay,
moving.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They just wanted to stay for a bit, and then after her exams, they moved.
Yeah.
Yes. So he said he went in search of houses. This is in Enugu.
Yeah.
He went in search of houses, and they were showing him crap. It's crap to him because there's a standard.
Better standard of
what you
living.
used to,
Do you understand what I'm saying? And they're charging you exorbitant prices
Yeah.
for you to actually get.
That's the crazy part of it,
decent
though.
accommodation.
Yeah.
Do you know that's how bad it is? So he opted for, what's it called?
Shortlet.
Apartment. Do you understand? He opted for an apartment. There's this apartment that's this what's it called? Tinker's Corner Axis. There's this road by Northwest around that area. I think it's called JYDZinc apartment. So basically that's what he opted for. So he went there. They have house calls. They have 24 hours power supply.
Yeah.
There's water running 24 hours. The house is furnished.
You know, good.
Do you understand what I'm saying? You want to do your laundry, somebody comes and does it for you. You
Yes,
want
sir.
to eat, somebody. So basically, it's just like you moved your bag from or you moved your house from one place to another.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, why would I pay this same amount? And it's weekly. I'm not staying here for 1 year. I'm not staying here for 6 months. So why would I pay, huge amounts for a house I'm still going to furnish?
Yeah.
I'm still going to pay like
Definitely.
Why not I do?
Definitely.
But that's somebody who has an option.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you don't have an option, right, you say, okay, by the time you do punch your calculator, be like, okay, let's leave this marriage till next year.
Actually.
Yeah.
I save enough money. And then that's how procrastination starts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody has a marriage plan at the age of 30. By 35, he's still planning.
Still planning.
Do you understand?
Amazing.
I understand
shambles.
that too.
So-
But then you can also look at it from another aspect. People change. So the person that is 25 now and their mindset now, that may not be the same mindset at 30.
Definitely.
So when people say that, oh, they married somebody and they can't even believe that this is who they married.
Yeah.
Not because the person was lying to you.
They evolve.
But the person has evolved.
Definitely,
yeah.
So all the things the person used to like or used to see
don't
as
like it
the
anymore.
person has
Yeah.
become a completely different person. But you married that person. You did not marry this person. Like, you get what I mean? I said you married this person, but you did not marry this person.
Yeah. Sure.
And that's one, I don't even know which advice to give you, because when I say that, you should not have married, or you should have waited more before you married, because again, this person too didn't know that over time, maybe this is the kind of person that they would be. But that's why I also, me personally, this is my personal advice, I am not one for early marriages, because I feel like you're still struggling.
Yeah,
to be very honest, you're not even sure what you really like and what you're just doing because, well, I need to do this, I need to, this is a fast-paced environment and all.
So when you say early, you know what I'm saying?
Early is subjective. When I say early, I would say maybe you just came out from school. Like your cousin now that married the lady that was still in final
So
year.
around maybe 23 and
I don't know,
25.
because depending on the course you study.
True.
It depends when you graduate. If you're a law student, you still do law school. If you're a medical student, you will be in school for years. So it depends. So I'm when I say it, I don't mean age per se. I mean like
Experience.
where you are in life. So I'm not one for all this, I just finished school, the same year you finished school, you are marrying. You've not felt life on your own.
Not in life.
So it feels to me that you're moving from one dependent to another
dependent.
because your parents were literally the ones catching for you and all of that, and then you just jumped from their house
Not fend for yourself.
into another person's house.
Okay, so basically you're saying from a woman's perspective, no?
Yes, I'm saying from a woman's perspective, because a lot of men you rarely see men marrying immediately they finish school. They want to, they may not have house, but there are a lot of things that they want to do before they'll marry. So it's a lot of women that, it's not like a lot of women, but it's mostly women that marry that early, that like as soon as they are graduating now, they are marrying. No matter the age you're in, that's why I say it's not a matter of age thing, it's more of like an experience thing, because if you're just leaving school, you've not worked, you don't even know what a working environment is like. I'm not saying work environment is like your home, but relationship with people, you've not worked
like you're just
before.
trying to say
You've
life
not,
experience.
Yes, you've not lived alone before. You've not been in a position where there's nobody to help you, so you have to stand
have
up
to
for
do
yourself.
something, yeah.
So you're just moving from my mother will help me to
From one
do something.
But
dependent
then again,
My husband
we
will
are
help me
talking
to do
about this
this
from a person that went to school privilege, because not everybody went to school privilege.
Yes, not
Some people went to school and they had to fend for themselves. They had to live alone.
So
they
you
had
start
to cater
learning
for
So
them.
you start learning.
Yeah, so I feel like,
yes.
so it's probably just, I feel like what she's trying to say now is that before you get married, just have like a lot of experiences. It doesn't have to be
you don't
about
have to have, because you cannot force yourself to have experience.
because I feel like,
But yeah,
From
just,
my side,
I feel like
I think-
live a little bit for yourself.
yes,
Yeah.
live a little for
Live a little
yourself.
for yourself.
I think from my own point, since it's centered around marriage, I think the ball is sitting within your parents to tell you some certain things or to expose you to some certain things. You're in school, there are things they will not tell you. Marriage is a learning process. Every year you learn. You don't get it perfect. Yes,
So you can't be too prepared.
You can never be too prepared. So they should be able to build that patience in you to know that this is things that might happen. You prepare yourself for it, know that this is going to happen. So this is how you handle it. So I think the parents will also have a role to play in educating their children, their boys, the daughters, on what to do and how to prepare themselves for marriage. Because school won't teach you. School teaches you the normal boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. They don't teach
Not
you.
teach anybody boyfriend and girlfriend.
I thought that we learned that one on
Now
our
you
own.
learn
I learned that one on my own. So nobody teach me. But the idea is the parents have the experience, so they know what they've seen over the years, so they can imbibe that in you.
I feel like with what Dabelo was saying, right? I just feel like about people evolving. Anybody can evolve at any age. It doesn't even have to do with being young or old. You get.
Society
I just feel like the
will
whole point is to try to evolve with your partner. As your partner is evolving, you will be evolving, because me in my teens, me in my early adulthood, me in my late adulthood are not going to be the same me. So the whole point is that even if you married me at 30, at 40, 50, I would have changed. Do you understand?
Definitely.
I would have seen life differently.
Definitely.
The whole point is evolve with your partner. Don't be stuck in with your old partner. Like, oh, when I married you in your 20s, we're behaving like this. Now I'm 30. Do you understand? You married me when I was 30, now I'm 40.
For both parties, though.
For both parties too, because some men too, they refuse to evolve, they refuse to change, they want to be where they are. They still think that they are bachelors or something like that. They're still trying to live bachelor life, or they try to handle their finances like they were bachelors or something like that. So I just feel like evolve with your partner. Growth is constant. If your partner is growing, you'll be growing, so don't be stagnant.
So the thing now is there's another element we really need to consider, especially in this part of the world: societal pressure. Do you understand? And it's multifaceted. Do you understand? You get pressure before you get into marriage. You get pressure while you're in marriage.
Even in marriage.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And the pressure while you are in marriage is even worse, because when they are before marriage, they basically tell you get married. It's like a broken record. But while you're in marriage, you find out that if you let external forces external family members, they will really dictate to you. Because this is your immediate environment. Most of the times you draw inspiration from them. You face challenges in your marriage. You seek counsel.
From other people.
Who are the people you seek counsel? It's from your extended family. And now they start giving you advice and counsel based on
what they know,
something that is almost obsolete. Some of their advice is sage. Do you understand? It's ageless. You can use it, but some of them is outdated. Do you understand? But it now behoves on you as a person to know
discernment, which to take
exactly.
out, not to.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like I think a friend of mine was telling his mom or something like that about his wife. She's reserved. You know those kind of people, you take them to a function.
Introverts.
Introverts.
Do you understand what I'm saying now? And you're asking advice from your mom. It's like you have to put your foot down. You get what I'm saying now? You have to put your foot down and make sure she comes out and mixes with people. Make ssure if you go to occasion, before you go to occasion, you tell her at home.
Sorry,
Prepare
when they were getting married.
Do you not know that it's marrying introvert?
I feel like I'm so sorry, but I feel like this is my problem with a lot of people. I don't know what you guys discuss before getting into marriage. Because I would believe that before getting into marriage, you guys would have discussed extensively and you would have studied your partner, because for someone like me now, I feel like I'm everywhere. I'm hyperactive. People know me. My friends know me that I'm hyperactive. You cannot now marry me and keep me in your house and expect a reserved woman when you knew that. And probably when you even met me when I was hyperactive, when I was dancing. I'm like, oh, I love you. Because some men do that. I feel like a lot of men, like, they marry one person, which they know is not exactly what they want, and they try to mold the person into what they want. You probably saw me. You saw that I was a hyperactive person. So I was everywhere. I was talking. I was being my cheerful. And you came to me and you're like, oh, I love your spirit. I love the way you are. You're cheerful. You're happy, babe. You're a happy girl. You get married to me. Somewhere along the line, you're trying to tell me, why are you everywhere? Stop. But I think someone has actually done that to me.
Do you know people pretend a lot?
No, believe pretend. I feel like you cannot pretend for a long period of
time. Some people can.
Because someone has done that to me. Because I'm so sure, like, someone has done that to me, right? Obviously, everybody know me. I like talking. I'm a favorite talkative. And the next thing, this person is like, you talk a lot. You ask a lot of questions. You behave like you are 5. And I'm just looking at you like, when you met me, was I calm? My name is your favorite talkative. What do you expect? So I feel like I
think the expectation is that you bend to societal pressure.
That's the thing.
Not necessarily societal pressure, but there's this thing there's like a difference between you being a girlfriend and you being a wife. So maybe as a girlfriend now, he likes it like, my baby.
But
she's
when
the
it
wife
gets
of the party. Like now, it's like, she's your wife. Why is your wife? I'm not saying that is right, because to be honest, a person is a person. Unless, like I said, they've evolved on their own and just like, maybe I actually do genuinely talk too much. Maybe I need to calm down. But not that because you are married now, you should talk less and be more reserved.
But then again, I feel like societal pressure is real when it comes into marriage. Because first of all, you are saying, oh, they force you to, or I will not say they force you, but they pressure you into getting married. Like, oh, you are
like all roads lead to marriage at a certain age.
Especially with women, you know, they're always telling you, oh, your clock is ticking. I feel like men are not even pressured to get married that early. Bro. No, men are not pressured to get married that early. I feel like men are even. Why does this man want to get married early? They're looking at you somehow. A lot of men are like they will tell you to get married probably in your 30s. A lot of men are not pressured to get married in their early 20s or late 20s, right? A lot of men are not.
I think the reason why they pressure women is so that you don't get to a certain age where you can procreate.
The funny part is that you now know.
I don't think that's why.
No, do you now?
No, for real.
But do you now? But
sorry, menopause still starts when?
40.
God bless you.
But then do you now know that even the quality of a man's sperm depletes? And it's even a man's sperm that even gives those women the morning sickness and all those. If your husband is healthy, I feel like when women are getting, like when you know that, okay, we are trying for a child, do you understand? Your husband too needs to be in shape. He's supposed to stop smoking. He's supposed to stop drinking. He's supposed to be taking his own vitamins. It's not only women that are taking folic acid.
We're just saying for age factor.
The same thing happens with age. A man from 40 years old, your sperm is depleting.
I don't want the bump picking at 40 now. I still want to give birth at 30.
Get married early now. Do you understand?
So hold on. Let's get facts straight. Women do have a biological clock.
Same with men.
Hold on. It's not a gender thing. It's not a gender war.
I'm just telling you that.
Hold on, chill. Because it's the same shift we're talking about. I had a niece who started menstruation at 9.
Bara, all your family have.
Yeah.
No. Hold on.
I would love to be a balanced family.
Hold on. I have a niece who started menstruation at 9. Your clock starts ticking then. Hold on, let me land. So, from 9, the tendency is, biologically, the earlier you start your menstruation. That means the earlier you hit menopause.
And the earlier you hit menopause is 45 or even 40.
Let me finish. Because you have a fixed amount of eggs. You do have ladies have a fixed amount.
It's a lot.
Right? A healthy man, it has nothing to do with your health. A healthy man can legit sire children at 60. A healthy man who takes care of himself. But health has nothing to do with the amount of eggs you have as a woman. But right now, in today's world, the pressure is shared. Why? I looked at a stat recently, and the current world population stands at 8.08 billion.
Yeah.
Do you know before there are more women than men?
Now there
are more men
than women.
Do you understand?
So you're trying to say there are not many fishes in the sea anymore?
No, what I'm saying is, so you know that thing men used to say. No, you know that thing men used to say that women are more. So you know the men are the catch. It's no longer.
So women are the prize now.
It's not about prizes, yeah. But my point is the pressure is real on both genders.
Yeah.
Do you understand? That's societal pressure.
I mean, I'm passing pressure.
Yeah, but then we're talking about societal pressure when it comes to marriage. So I'm trying to say that yes, inside. I want to go back to something. Men's sperm depletes too with age. The quality of your sperm is depleting with age. The chances of you impregnating a woman at 60 years old with your low sperm count is low.
But you can still give birth.
The same way the woman can. It's a matter of probability. It has reduced. Does not mean it's not possible.
Qualities. Do you know what it's called? Qualities depleting.
It has reduced. Does not mean it's not possible.
But menopause is absolute now.
Same thing. Your quality of your sperm.
It's absolute.
Oh, we understand. Dr. Naza, we get
certified medical practitioner.
Yes, you're giving us the medical part of it. We understand.
Now I was trying to say that the pressure when it comes to it, the pressure inside marriage is quite real because yes, after you've gotten married, womb watchers are looking at you like, oh, they start to pressure you to even give birth, you know. And then some people say, like, you know what? After I get married, I want to chill for like 2-3 years before I start getting children or I start dropping kids. And then the pressure is real. They start to pressure you to give birth, right? From pressuring to give it, they start to pressure you to do this and to do that. Like, oh, why are you running in fact, they start to even tell you how to run your home. So I feel like that societal pressure is real in marriage, and it can lead to marital strife, to be honest, because there's a lot of outside voices. Do you understand? When marriage is supposed to be between two people, now there's a lot of extended family outside voices. Your friends are telling you this, your family members are telling you this, your social media is telling you this, like everybody inside your marriage, which I feel like it shouldn't be so. you need to learn to create your own bubble, create your own space. Like, marriage is between me and my husband. Create your own bubble and your own space. Block out the outside noise.
So the advice is don't allow any third party.
Don't allow third party.
I feel like another aspect of like societal pressure, apart from like external voices, is what is happening now. Maybe like what is trending. So maybe now what is trending is to marry at a certain age, so that when you're done, you can maybe now have your, like, you marry early, you give birth on time, so that in your
later years,
this thing, you will now just be like a chill auntie. You're traveling the world because your children are grown. Also, I also feel like this society thing, you know, like societies using the word society to let's say judge a lot of things is funny, because society views change over time. So like, I remember somebody telling me that why is it that women then used to marry early, but now they don't marry early again. And then another person out there was now like that. He feels that it's because when you're young, you're malleable. Like, you know, when you're young, you believe anything. Anything somebody tells you, you believe. But like now, it's not everything you tell me that I'll believe. I may not argue with you and tell you, you're a liar. But like, subconsciously, I already know that this thing you're saying is not true. So I feel like another reason why people don't marry, and women don't marry on time again, is because they know that men are just very foolish people.
Jesus Christ.
No offense to people. But men would take you to the desert and leave you stranded with no water.
If you wear colored, men will
So now they know that it's not everything that this man that say he love me will say that I will just believe and be going. Because you can say one thing, you probably mean it, but your actions are the entire opposite of this thing that you're saying. So now women are like, they are really, really careful, and that's why I feel like, I'm not saying a lot, but a good number of women don't marry on time. And then everybody be asking them, so you don't see anybody that, but these women know that they don't want to marry and then suffer. And then they'll be like, well, he's your husband now, so you should, it's your family now. And you know, when you have something to protect, you may not, what you're doing is not what you may want to do. But you're doing it because you have something that it's for the greater good.
What would people say?
Not necessarily also what people say, but when you have something, it's part of what people say is very part.
Of societal
but like,
pressure, people that are not even
when
there.
you like something, when you have something, you will protect it. So that marriage, now what your husband is doing may be pissing you off. Like, where did they bring this man from? But it does not mean that you don't love this man, and it does not mean that you don't love your marriage. And maybe you even have children and you just like want them to grow up in like a stable home and all. So you will not be tolerating things that you know that on a normal day they can't try it with you. Now it's not possible. Your name and this thing cannot be in the same sentence. But because they are being careful not to end up in situations like that, on time they already know that, like, maybe they're going to do this one and saying you must cook, you must clean, you must. I'll just be nodding. As I'm leaving, I've blocked you. Because it cannot be me and you.
Amelia, talking from experience.
I want to ask you a question.
It's just if they are talking to me.
But I want to ask you a question. Back to what you said. It is still going to, I think it's going to be out of context from the topic we are talking about. Okay. You said something about men will stay in your white, and it piqued my attention. You know, don't you think don't you think that part of that ideology, or for the fact that you have that at the top of your head, don't you think it's a product of your choice, of the ladies' choices?
Sorry?
Yes.
Product of ladies' choices?
Your
how?
choice.
I don't think it's a product of ladies' choice.
Most ladies, I think, I have this conversation with friends too. Okay. I noticed that most ladies don't like good guys.
Says who?
Yeah, something like that trended on social media.
That one.
Most ladies don't like good guys.
I'm so sorry.
When they see, when they see a guy that is always there, always available, he's at your beck and call. Whatever you need is always there.
Nice,
you understand me? They tend to abuse that relationship.
Or take advantage of it.
You understand me? But you notice that the guy that we no send them, that guy that doesn't even give them attention, that doesn't care about them, they tend to love the guy more. Knowing fully well that the end result of this relationship is going to be catastrophic.
I feel like that one, people do it for the thrill. That's one. But then again,
people do it for the plot sometimes.
Majority.
I feel like that one, and again, I'll tell you that I will tell you this one for a fact. Men love wicked women. Quote me anywhere.
That one.
Be a wicked woman today. Men love wicked women.
I can tell you,
men do not like.
I think we're generalizing a lot.
Men love wicked women.
Not all men. I don't like. You can't be wicked and expect me to stay.
And I also feel like it's part of what I was saying about societal shit.
Men love wicked
because
women.
I feel like this thing you're saying now, it's not today you heard this thing that you're saying.
I've heard it a lot.
I'd not say you've not heard it. I said it's not today. Yes. Because today now, what is trending is your partner that is all in. your partner that remembers
Intentional.
everything, your partner that is very intentional.
And you still get that
So
partner you live with.
that's the thing. So I feel like it's part of the societal this thing. And maybe there was a time that was like the person that, why is he being too lovey? What's
Bad
that?
boy.
Was simp. Why is he being a simp? So there was a time that like
They will take
when
him
a
to be
guy
a
is
simp, and he's
simping,
a
is
good
like,
guy.
who is this? For what? But like now, what's trending everywhere is like a very intentional man. He's buying you roses. He's doing this for you.
And I'm
he's doing
glad,
that
to
for
be honest,
you.
like women are saying that, carry your intentional kink today. Oh. I feel like that's whole men love.
The person that's for you.
I feel
Intentional
like
like may not be for you.
I have a friend
I
that
feel
is
like
every day
social-
she's posting online. Men are scum. Men are
But
wicked.
are men not
She they do
scum?
video. And I knew a guy that she was dating. This guy was very intentional. The guy every day this lady will be
catch that
complaining.
one is meme
She be
now.
complaining about the
She's
guy.
posting meme.
This guy is not. This guy every time when I call him, he say baby. He's always there. Any small thing, he's
posting
in my
meme
house.
now.
And the guy she's following, the guy which they follow, you have all this bara. Sorry, he get dreadlocks. He has tattoos all over his face, piercings, and you clearly know that this guy doesn't have any reasonable thing to do with you.
That's
He is there for the
stereotype.
fun.
That's been-
No. I mean,
Because what do you
another
mean-
thing. Forget about the
What
part
do you
of
mean someone that
stereotype.
has tattoos
Sorry.
and piercings
Okay, fine.
and
Probably
dreadlocks
I
does not have
took it out of
anything
context.
good?
Let me tell you something. Majority of the ladies now want that kind of guy.
What tattoo dreadlock? I feel
That
like
kind of
it
look.
comes from reading a lot of novels now. The bad
I
boy.
feel like it comes from
That
because
bad boy vibe is
boy
So
something
you just
girls
want, I feel like
like.
that's a fantasy. That's just
Yes,
a fantasy. A lot of
ladies
women
love
just
fantasy.
I will
want
not say
feel.
I will not say many, because when you also think about it, a lot of people are culturally driven. So like now, if you're a firstborn, let's say you're a firstborn girl, I'm so sorry, but there's no way. Like you would think about it 100 times before you
Definitely,
bring
before
this
you-
guy with dada, with piercing, with the tattoo, sleeve.
To your
tattoo.
mother,
you
to
would
your family.
think about it 100 times before you bring them to your family.
True,
So it's not a general thing per se.
And another thing is they also factor in the economic factor. This guy not get money. In as much as he's trying his best to see, I don't want to use Yahoo boys. Let me just say street guys. They make money, legal or illegal. But the good guy will try as much as possible to make his money in a good way. That good money is making, maybe he makes 100K and he gives you 30K. That is his widow's mite. That is like his best of best.
That's not widow's mite. 30K is
It's a lot of money, Sha.
Lot.
Tom, thank you very much.
It's his own widow's mind.
So now he's giving you 30K. In his own mind, he's giving you a lot.
Yeah.
But now this guy that is out there that is made his money illegally
Yeah.
is giving you 300K. So now if you already this one carry 30K, go give me. Who does it? What does it think I want to use 30K for? Not knowing that this guy worked hard for his money. Yeah. This other person did not work hard for his money. He's just throwing it out there so that he will get your attention, which he has gotten. And then when this one will give you the 300K, break your heart, you go see the sets. That's the ring light. Men are wicked.
See,
No, but you know that this thing you're saying.
That is what you did.
What this thing you're saying, mind you, from the context, these two people that are giving her money, if she liked one, money will not be a factor. So right now, she's just looking for who will impress her more, which is why the money thing.
Do you
Don't
get-
you
And
think
also
the
some
relationship
people
now
are
is
mad.
more
I feel like
transactional?
I'm so
That's
sorry.
what I'm
I feel
trying
like
to
first
say.
of all, I feel like first of all, everything in this life is transactional, and marriage is transactional.
Must it be?
All marriage
Transaction does
is
not mean money.
It doesn't have to be money, but marriage is transactional.
Yeah, remove that money
But then,
part of it.
at the end of the day, let me
Because
even
it's a
say
give and
something. Thank you. You people always screaming, women submit. So you want a woman submit to someone that cannot pay rent? What are you even talking about?
Okay, I can pay rent. You will submit.
No.
That's the problem.
No.
I'm just saying if you're bringing money into the equation and submission, do you understand? Because people always like to shame women. People always like to shame women for wanting to go for someone that is richer. And why do you guys always even have to think that the person that is poorer has the best intentions? Her life is not
That's what I
Nollywood.
was going to say.
Life is not the prince that
not
went
Nollywood.
for
That's
you get
Not
Life
only
is
that, the person
life is
let
not
you
Nollywood.
break
If
that.
let's keep on looking at driver.
I'm talking out of from a
Let's keep
personal.
on looking at
I'm
driver.
talking
You
from
know
a
where to go and hide
personal.
the
You the person that sent her
I came
30K.
back.
I know the guy. See, I know this relationship from beginning to end.
See, Omo.
Right now, the guy is married
If
and
you're
he's doing very
materialistic,
well.
go for money. That's what I'm going to
Simple.
tell you. If you're materialistic, go for money. In Nigeria
I will not say because I'm materialistic now, because this person is working hard for his 30K.
You can still find a rich man and a good person in the same person.
It's
A
not
man
like
can be rich.
It's not
and-
like I'm
Do
dating a
you
Yahoo
know
boy.
how
but
many ladies
if my husband
that wants a rich man that
bringing
is
good
successful?
300K, I'll
Everybody
take it
wants
That
now.
is good.
I'm so sorry, your own self now. Don't you have what you want in a woman?
What
You
I'm
want to
saying
marry
is-
a poor woman.
I don't want to.
No man wants to
God
marry.
bless you.
No man wants to marry like.
But what I'm
something
asking,
in
do
his
you
heart.
Exactly.
think you're the only one that wants a man that is good
Go for what
and
you
rich?
want. It's not
That's-
about how
once
many
you have
people are
that
going for
ideology,
it.
no, you will share the man with people. Oh,
What do you mean? No?
What do you mean that
you
you
will
share the man?
share.
Okay,
So you're saying that the man is the problem because he cannot stay one place.
The man will want to stay one place, but there's a lot of attention.
Okay,
So the woman is not getting attention.
Hey,
You know
she
how
get the
many people
attention now.
No, but that's the thing now. You're saying that he's a man, so the woman needs to hold him down
You
because
should
there are a
not
lot of people
find.
searching for
You
her.
should not find cheating as a problem.
Have you followed me to work in the market before?
I say I had.
you are
If you
shifting
follow
the
me,
goalposts.
more
You are
than
actually
50
shifting the
people will
goalposts.
call me, hey, fine girl, hey, I can give you my land, I can give you my shop.
Listen, you are shifting
But does
the
it mean that
goalposts.
now because I also have a lot of attention?
No problem.
I
Let's
should
get
not-
back to.
Listen, you are
Let's get back to your parents.
I guess
You are
yes,
shifting
yes,
goalposts.
yes.
Like we have literally deviated and deviated and deviated. You are shifting goalposts.
Let's come back.
Because
Okay.
a man, I just wanted that not every poor person has your best interest at heart.
Simple.
That one
He
did.
can
It does
even
not
be a
mean-
scammer. He's waiting for you to be bringing in cash from you because he no say you no get money. May he use love or do like
You
this.
understand?
Okay, so there's a recurring factor
Yeah.
here in everything that you guys are saying. It's like, communication.
Yeah.
Communication. Because if you're with somebody, do you understand? The only way you can't actually tell accurately what somebody's
Yeah.
intentions are.
Yeah.
So the only way to estimate it is to talk, communicate with this person, back and forth to the person. And with respect to money has always been a make or break factor in any form of relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it's romantic, business, your landlord and tenant, you and your family members.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You can't remove money from the equation.
Yeah.
And there's standards for every single person you get involved with in a relationship. You set a standard for yourself.
Yes.
That's one thing people don't know. Subconsciously, if I dated at 25, if I'm a lady and I dated a guy who worked had a good job, had a car, and then for some reason it didn't work out, I can't date lower than that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then somebody is going to come and tell you, you're materialistic. You're not materialistic. That's your reality.
That's your standard.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And you can't go lower than that. Obviously, you're going to meet people who seem to have your best interest
Interest
at
at
heart.
heart.
And the only way you can actually tell that is what they say to you.
Yeah.
You can't know their hearts,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure. So I think people should just stay in their financial lane.
Thank you.
Do you understand? But while you're in your financial lane, you also need to be considerate, because you cannot be living in face my face here and be looking for somebody that is banana. Because what are you contributing?
Yeah.
Your standard is not the standard of the person who dated you. You should have your own personal standard.
Yeah, good.
Do you understand? If you're a lady, you should have a career. You should have said, okay, I've worked here. This is what I achieved when I worked here. This is the kind of person I'm looking forward to, so that we can operate on the same frequency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Because when it's a status-based society, you cannot remove status.
Yeah.
So there are people you cannot have 10 minutes conversation with,
Yeah.
and money has a thing to do with it.
They've already introduced.
That's the truth. It's like somebody who was born into a billionaire's daughter or
Privilege.
something, trying to spark up in a Nollywood-style relationship with a keke driver who has not left his village.
Or a king.
Do you understand
going to
what I'm
the
saying?
bush
It's
to
unrealistic
live for.
because there isn't any middle ground.
Yeah.
So I think oftentimes women have been blamed for being materialistic. The truth is, if you don't like money, you be mumu. Even my friend used to tell me that even him, when he don't get money, he don't like himself.
Who go like
Do you understand what I'm saying? So you can't actually remove that financial factor from it. And communication. Talk with whoever it is that you're doing something with.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Like this, my friend, I'm pretty sure they were busy talking about other things. There's this thing men do when they're ready for marriage. They just go straight to the point. It's bad.
Men?
Yes. Like I'll just go to the point, see somebody, because you feel like I'm of that age.
to marry.
Do you understand? So they just go straight to the point, I want to marry you. You will not get anything from this lady.
Is that not scope?
Hold on, this
aside.
guy now actually.
Scope aside, because
Scope aside.
scope on
I feel like
Hold
that's
on, let's
scope,
say
oh.
for the benefit of this discussion, the
Yeah.
person who is saying it really has that
Really, yeah.
intention.
To marry.
Is wrong, because then again, if you date somebody, you see them in their natural element.
Yes.
You get to know what is their likes, their dislikes. Because if he dated that girl, he would know how much she loathes cooking.
Yes.
So you cannot now come to your marriage and now start expecting her to all of a sudden evolve into a hidabachi or something. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now? So communication is important. Effective, it's not just communication.
But I don't think communication is part of it, but like now that the situation you gave, that the guy is a foodie, the girl doesn't really like to cook and all, they may have communicated it. Yes, she said it, he said it, he heard her, she heard him. But let's say experiences or like if they were in the same space, they may not have moved in together or lived with each other, but maybe this weekend you just went to go and stay there. You even know other habits that you were not. It's not even things that come up in conversation. Because now I may not be dating and I'll start asking you. So I kind of if you
things you can only observe.
Yes.
But those are things that like if me and you are in the same space now, I will see that hey, it's a nasty. I'm so sorry. No. But like those are things that no matter the conversation you're having, it may never come up. So these are just things that seeing is believing. I'll be seeing for yourself is like just the best. Please, I'm not advising people to leave your house and go and stay in man's house.
But it's still good to go once in a while. Just don't do any bad thing.
What do you mean by bad thing?
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Okay, so basically now,
Yeah.
It's that's why I said it's multifaceted. You understand? That person was inhibited by their religious beliefs. And he's not going to be the first person. Do you understand? There are definitely going to be other people. Some people have, it's self-conviction. It's not even religion. Maybe you've had a lot of bad experiences in relationship and you're telling yourself now you're not going to sleep with anybody until you get married.
Be celibate, and that's good though.
Do you understand? And then
but I feel like people that are celibate should still talk about the sex aspect.
Yes, now.
Because yes, your reason and your conviction very valid. However, when you get married, it is no longer your conviction and your reason.
Yes.
You and your husband are now one, or you and your wife are now one. So it's okay that you're celibate. It's okay that you're waiting for marriage. Is your partner willing to wait?
I feel like people need to have, and people need to.
Even if your partner is willing to, even if your partner is willing to wait to marriage, are your energies the same? Are your like drives the same? Because this person, you know, said that he said he has a high sex drive and that she is not. She cannot blame her for not having a high sex drive, and you cannot blame him for also having a high sex drive. So these are things that they should have spoken about.
Talked about at length.
At length.
If you can handle it.
This is something that is possible. Or are you open to things like this? The person may not be sex is plays a very big role in marriage. So it's not something that you say that they talk about it behind closed door. You and your partner are your own closed door already, so talk about it.
Definitely.
I just feel like before people get married, people need to have extensive conversation. You need to have conversation about finances
before you get married.
Before you get married, actually. Have conversation about finance. Does this person save? Or is it that once 100K enter this person's account, the person has spend the 100K immediately?
It's like you have to have conversation about how you're going to run your home. To share, a lot of conversations have to be had. That's just it.
Yeah, bottom line, marriage is a good thing. Just know how to start it.
Yeah,
know
but
who knows how to start marriage? You know how to start marriage.
So before we round up, I think basically, in as much as we had differences in opinions, we agree on one thing.
Yeah.
We agree on communication. We agree that societal pressure is real.
Very much real.
We agree that money is an element.
Yes.
It's a factor, mitigating factor. It can make or mar your marriage. So, real quick, we're just going to read comments from our previous episode.
Yeah.
We had Odogu Parara in our studio.
Odogu himself.
And it was electric. It was heart to heart. He talked about a lot of things. And a lot of his fans, a lot of our fans had a lot to say. So it will only be just that we read some of those comments and, talk about them. There's one here I found very interesting. Said, I think this is Ansonet Palmer. Sound like somebody from the UK. I don't think they should do a sequel. When you have a great work, don't spoil it with a sequel. If a sequel does or doesn't do well, there's a possibility that it would diminish the greatness of the film. So she's actually talking about love in every word, right? Mm-hmm. And this person is saying, don't do a sequel. Do you understand what I'm saying now? But I think there are movies that the sequels made the movie better.
Yes, but it's very difficult to.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Because I feel like
I'm sorry. You know that this movie, nobody knows what made it the way it is now. Nobody knows what took it to the next level. So you don't even know the secret ingredients you want to go and create. Oh, chemical X, Y, and
And I feel like because the first movie already has like a standard, it's going to be very hard
It's going to put a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
because people already have a standard in their mind, and you don't even know what people want. Just know that this first movie, we loved it. We loved the Dogu Para.
You should not do any sequel.
I don't think they should do
They
it.
should not do any sequel. That's the way it is now. It is good. It's beautiful. They should leave it at that and do another film.
Okay. So, Simdi, are there any comments you want to?
Yeah, I saw one with this name is wonderful. It said Males Reality Consult 9285. She said, or he said, personally, I prefer watching Uzo's local roles in movies. I could skip some of his movies he played Tush roles, but would never skip his Ibotic roles. You know, he spoke about not wanting to play
Be
those
put in
Ibotic
a box.
roles. Yeah, being put in a box.
But now let me tell you something. There's one of his movies I'm showing. I think is 3 is the
Trees a crowd.
yeah. So he's already in a box. Sad truth.
Yeah, I think it's
Sad truth. No matter how you try to wiggle out of it, you understand.
Is he?
Yes,
I feel like
he
people
is.
already see him in a certain light, though. So
He's already in it
box-
because
box or
before
not?
this movie he did a couple of people.
yeah. Box or not, I think the Ibotic scene actually brought him to light. I think so. I don't think he should stop it at any point. He should not feel boxed. He should just do
I
it.
feel like he can do.
I love him
both
for being
things.
I love him for being the Ibotic guy.
you know, it's one thing to say he can, and it's another thing in how it plays out in the industry. So
yeah.
definitely, yes, he has been doing other roles
roles,
before Ibotic roles, but Ibotic roles are the ones that people enjoy
Enjoy the
That
most.
sells
Yeah.
So
for him.
if yes, he can do other things, but the ones that they'll be really calling him for are Ibotic roles. And right now that he is number one, he can ride the wave while
as
the
long
tide
as
is
he wants.
still high.
Yeah.
But you know the thing about being in a box, which is I feel like what he's trying to avoid. What if it now becomes that this is not what people are interested in watching anymore?
That's
you
why I
no longer
feel
get
like-
any roles because they've when they see
Yeah,
your
they've
face, there's a
over-
specific
yeah,
role that they
they've
see you
used
playing.
it.
And now nobody's playing that kind of role anymore. So are you telling me that now he's suddenly out of business? Which is I feel like the angle he is coming from for not wanting to
Yeah,
be boxed.
that's why I feel like regardless of him riding the wave, he should try to put his foot down and put his hands in other things, because don't be sorry, people may like him doing other things too.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
just haven't seen him do
Because
other
he's not done it
So he
yet,
needs to
actually,
put
yeah.
his foot down and say, do you know what? I don't want to do anything. Because that's what he even said I don't want to do another Ibotic role. Do you understand? I would be mixed it, put my foot down, try a couple of things. People would learn to love it regardless. So there's that. Okay, there's this comment that said the kissing scenes were too much chemistry though, or more.
Yeah,
What do you guys
I
think
think I watched one of his interviews where someone asked him if he was, intimately involved with Bimbo.
Yeah.
Bam bam.
Bam
And
Bam.
not even before Bam Bam.
Okay.
Okay.
He used
Bimbo
to do a lot
lady.
of roles. in Bimbo.
Okay.
He said no, because that's some scenes you see on the movie, irrespective of the fact that they are professionals. Then again, we've seen in Hollywood where co-stars get married, go into relationships. So that it doesn't mean they are going in there as robots.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you understand? So it's possible that they could have, some kind of affinity or develop affinity on set.
That's not what
How do they even?
So
I think it's just that's what makes
what makes
a
a
great
good
actor.
actor.
Do you understand? It's make believe. Movie is make believe.
Exactly.
It looks real. Do
So
you
they
understand?
literally bring out these feelings from thin air. Because I was watching another podcast, and then they were talking about how the guest was an actor. So they're saying like, how do you suddenly just they're seeing on camera, people are so in love, and she's just like that. What she tries to do is because number one, she's even maybe married, but she has to come and show love on camera. What she just do is maybe get to know the person because it makes things easier. But that's the thing about being a good actor. You are fabricating emotion from thin air. You probably don't even know this person. Maybe this is the first time you are working together. But on camera, you need to show
That this is real.
real love for
Yeah.
the viewers to feel what you are wanting them to feel.
It's not actually easy to act. Being able to do put
Acting is a skill now.
To display that. If I kiss you on set, I don't fall in love. I fall in love.
Okay, so
There's this comment that says he answered very professionally when asked if he received any extra money from Omoni since the movie exceeded expectations. So I felt that that was a good answer because I think
What was
human being
his
is very.
answer?
His answer was that you know, he was already paid for his work and he did the work.
And they didn't see the movie even.
And they exactly, so nobody knew whether so if the movie failed now, would they tell him, you know what, the movie did not do well, come and give us back some money. But the movie now surpassed expectations and would have brought in much more money than was envisioned. But that doesn't mean that now, because he brought in much more money, you should now get more. You've been paid for your work. Yes, it turned out good, that's so great, but you can only hope and pray that the person that is paying, the person that has the rights, is like, you know what, the cake is even too much, let everybody take another slice.
Okay, so I feel like that brings us back to the other day we had Mama G in the studio, and I feel like that's a recurring I would say that's a recurring concept or topic that a lot of actors have. Talk about royalties, you know. Uzo said something about that to the YouTube movies, the same thing. They're talking about royalties and YouTube payment. Now, what do you think about that?
Well,
because do you think like actors should be paid royalties? I think
with respect to movies, right? I think Hollywood is the standard. Everybody looks towards Hollywood. And they have a residual system. Now, if you do a movie, you have an artist fee. You're paid your artist fee, good or bad. If your movie flops, the company bears responsibility for that liability, right? But if it does more than expected, you gain. Get the point? You're supposed to be paid a fee for doing a job. That's your artist fee. It's not negotiable, good or bad, however the movie turns out. But if the movie, there's a contract where they'll tell you, this is the expected reach of this movie based on sales at box office, then I think in YouTube is views. If he exceeds this, you get a certain percentage. If he gets to this mark, he gets it. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so every time something happens and that movie maybe becomes relevant again and it starts making money.
But that's how it's done in Hollywood.
Yes. So that's what where residuals come in. Do you understand? As he's doing with some people earn residuals for up to 10, 20 years.
Yes.
So I think that is something, because we talked about that with him and even with Mama G. And she's also mentioned that they're working on the actors to try to see that everybody, not just actors, producers, are going to be incorporated, taken care of welfare-wise. You know, so I think that's something Nollywood should look into. If the movie flops, no problem. You've paid this person artist fee, but if he's doing well, they have to eat off that.
I feel like plus with this rise of YouTube movies now, people are even now like putting movies on YouTube that the actors.
I'm not sure. I can't remember the last time I went to go and sit down in front of TV, maybe to watch DSTV or go to. I didn't do YouTube. YouTube where everybody don't create their own channel, don't they upload.
Okay. So guys, this was really, really interesting.
So guys, I saw these comments from the Pastor Abel Damina episode that we shot, and actually that episode was very good.
Our trending episode.
It did really well. Do you get, like, it was very fun having the man of God in the studio with us. So let me read a couple of comments from Pastor Abel's episode. Now it says this person is Palok.
Okay.
I don't know why his name
sounds like catfish.
So after salvation by faith in Christ, we don't throw away holy living. Damina should stop deceiving the gullibles. Be ye holy, for I am holy, was written to the church. Jesus warned against sin. All the apostles warned against sin, etc. Damina's teaching is contrary and deceitful, giving false hopes to the unserious. Reverend to Jesus warned the church against sin, backsliding, etc. Damina is seeking people's acceptance. By all means, say the truth, or people will love you thereafter.
Okay, so
that was a lot.
Okay, so the thing is, I listened to him. His point is not that sin is good. His point is it is difficult to avoid sin completely. He said that here, that you can't just, when he even made reference to there's a way you eat your food and maybe you don't believe it's going to nourish your body, you've already sinned. So sin is not something you can avoid. Even the Bible says all have sinned. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there are different ways you can sin. So the only thing is you have to understand that repentance is key.
Definitely.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So if even if you can't live in sin, do you understand? You can't use grace as an excuse
to be in sin.
Even some part of the Bible said, enter into enter into my throne of grace with boldness. And they're referring to sinners. Do you understand what I'm saying? So somebody who is telling him that you should be holy. Who is holy?
No one is ready, actually.
You can't really get holiness from any human being.
I just feel like the person did not understand what Pastor Abel was trying to say. There was context behind that. So
that's the thing.
I feel like another thing is that a lot of people come online to listen to different opinions and different views. So sometimes these views don't tally, but everybody's bringing their backing. Every time that is talking, he has his backing. He's quoting from the Bible as it is. Mind you, a week before we had that episode, I followed my friend to church, and the pastor was preaching about what I'll still call transactional relationship with God, even though it wasn't like exactly. But the way he said it there, with the Bible scriptures, me too, I was like, I see you, I get you. Wisdom. And then I sat down with Abel Damin and I'm hearing
another
the
different
entire
thing.
opposite. But he's still bringing these backings. So I feel like this is also, apart from everything that everybody says online, you as a person should do your own.
Do your own findings. No good for
Read the Bible
yourself.
by yourself. Know what the Bible says. Accept, understand your own interpretation of it. Because if you keep on listening to everybody, I've given you an example of two different preachers, the same topic, two opposite sides. It's the same Bible they got their quotation from. So if you as a person don't know your own stand, you will just be easily, anyone they say now, you move in that direction. Anyone they say now, you move in that direction. So this person clearly is not of the same view with Abel, with Pastor Abel, but that's okay because maybe that is the person's opinion, and that's the person's interpretation from the word that they've read. Going to heaven is not a collective thing. Salvation is not a collective thing.
It's an individual.
It's an individuality. It's a personal journey.
Okay, so this comment said, so does that mean, regarding when Abel Damina talked about artists and collecting money, so this person said, so does that mean the gospel artists should not make money? How will they feed their families?
For them, okay, go ahead.
I like she said, I think this is still the person not understanding what it means. You understand me? Don't charge for the work of God that you're doing. So people put a tag to what they're doing. Churches can actually give you tokens. If they believe that, okay, fine, you've done this, they can actually give you something. But now they are putting a price tag to the services they render to the church.
But then again, some people's means of livelihood is being a gospel singer. That is literally their business. Their business is, just where we have secular musicians. Their means of livelihood too is being a gospel singer.
You can still put it out there on YouTube and put the rest of them, or sell your...
You can, you can. I understand
the thing is,
this
don't
point
put a price tag when you're giving service to the church. Some people will tell you before you bring them to this church, see, you are going there to edify the people. You're going there to minister to people. But now you're putting a price tag to it. You're not doing anything. You're just
performing.
Because I'm going to say that this is somebody's livelihood. So who are you to tell me when I should? But also, I can understand your point of view that if you're doing. But then again, so you're telling me that now, if I go to school to sing this song, I should charge. But because I'm going to church, I should not charge. Why?
No. You can charge. The main thing is don't charge.
Why?
But then that's the means of
people
life.
can
Because it's church now.
People can still give you out of their own...
toe. Because I'm outside church, I should shout at the person. But because I'm inside church, just walk away. Just walk away. It's the doing of the Lord.
See, the gift that was given is given to you by God, isn't it? You're supposed to sing to uplift people. You're supposed to sing to edify, the gospel, or to speak to people.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
That means what you're saying. From what he's saying, I get what he's saying. What he means is, so if I'm not paid,
I won't
I'm
do
not
it.
preaching the word of God. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
Understand.
So let's say nobody meets your price tag this year.
You won't do it.
No gospel for
I
me.
understand. Which is why I also agree with the point that he said that you can always put your song out on platforms and benefit from the streaming
and make your money.
But then if you're saying it because it's church, that's where I have a problem, because it's just like now I'm a tailor. I've been gifted, like since the first day I held needle and thread, I can see that I've been good. But because I come to church now, I should not charge anybody for sewing of the clothes. Mind you, there's a lot that goes into production of music. I'm not a musician, but nothing comes out for free without any single process in it. So I believe that the person should get paid. I also feel like it's a personal matter. So maybe now I know that, what, God is the one that gave me this gift. So as I'm giving it back to God, I should give it free of charge.
Good.
But that you'll not tell me that because it's gospel music I'm singing, because it's church I'm singing it in, I should not charge.
Yes, because
I may not charge so much, but come on, this is somebody's livelihood. And if you're saying that you're making money from this thing, it only makes sense that in as much as it started out as maybe a passion, a talent, a hobby, once you see that this is bringing in money, no matter what, at some point it's going to turn into a business.
That's true.
Definitely.
No matter what.
But it's still, you can still relate singing to preaching.
But
All of them
people's
still
only
singing.
talent is singing. Like, that is literally.
You can still use
understand
your
that.
singing to preach to people. You can still use your singing to draw souls to God.
So when do you think they should charge, and when do you think they shouldn't charge?
For me, you should not charge. Why are you
At
charging?
all, at
Why
all,
are you
at all,
charging?
at all, at all.
Why are you- That's why. If you want to make your
there
money,
are shades to it, right? I think there was a pastor. Our episode actually started a whirlwind. Everybody started talking about music, and then it became like what's it called, a chain reaction.
Yeah.
The whole of the internet blew up with so much perspective about this. But the one that actually drew my attention was, a pastor that said he put into perspective. If you're working in the church, do you understand? And besides, you can't be a gospel singer without being affiliated to a church.
Why?
That's one
Why
thing
church?
he said.
You must.
Now, if you're working in the church, you're in the choir department.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You're singing. You know that you don't have any other job. That means you have to come to church Monday to Fridays, and then you will be paid. Are you getting the point? Whatever you make proceeds for your music is yours, is your intellectual property. But if you know that this is the only thing you're going to do, you have to work in the church. Because you can't say you're a singer, is the only talent you have, but you're not showing up.
Yeah.
You're not doing it. You're not
program.
doing it, but you don't show up to church. You're not actually working in the vineyard of God. If that is your case, you have to work in the church. That's what he said. And I understand what he's saying.
Give you 100%.
Then if you know you have a job, you have other things you do, you went to school, you're practicing whatever it is you studied in school, and singing is an additional source of income, you're not supposed to charge people.
Okay.
If you go to a church and you minister, they will not leave you empty-handed. They'll actually give you something.
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to put a price tag on it. For me, that's what I subscribe to.
No, but do you know the problem I have? Because this entire thing, you're looking at it like this because it's church. If it was not church, this is not your opinion.
Yeah, but the thing
But
is
it's
about
church.
church. It's about church.
Okay, so what do you think about YouTube monetization? Because I've seen a lot of people say that Pastor Jerry Eze is using his YouTube, like he should not monetize his YouTube platform because he's praying for
Wait, is his
people.
YouTube platform monetized?
I don't know, but some
It
people say
is.
he.
He definitely
that
is.
the
Have you
numbers
seen
is
the
not
number of
monetized?
subscribers and
But
views,
there's people-
especially during periods like Hallelujah Challenge?
But there's people are always like, oh, he's doing it for the money aspect. Now, do you think his YouTube should be monetized or not?
YouTube, to me, I don't think I'd have any say in YouTube. Mine is once you're coming to the church, to the house of God physically, you're not supposed to charge.
But then that's a form of preaching too.
That's a
Because
form
he's
of
preaching,
yes,
he's
see,
praying.
that's what I said. I don't have any say in that. I don't. If you want to monetize your YouTube, that is your own opinion or that's your own say. But my own point is, if you're coming to the house of God to speak to people's conscience, you should not charge money.
But now your view is like this because now there's online church and there's physical church because both of them are still church, both of them are still ministry.
If you want give, you give
both of
now.
them are still preaching.
If you want to give,
And
you
so
give.
now you are feeling like if, but for the other singer part, it's not an if, it's a should.
But this is an unpopular opinion, yeah? The pastors who are accusing singers of being materialistic
They too.
are double standard people.
Yeah.
How?
And this is what it started
Unpopular
with.
opinions.
Unpopular opinion.
You understand? But it's true because pastors legit charge fees, appearance fees. We call
The
them
pastors charge appearance.
Yes,
It may
Now,
not necessarily be appearance fees,
They
but
will
like
still
now,
charge.
before they
Pay
come
them.
now,
you pay them.
But then
book
that's
their
normal
flights,
now.
you-
That's normal. You actually have to make accommodation if you're inviting someone to
Not
come
just
somewhere.
accommodation.
The
You pay
abnormal
them.
part is you still pay them. Sometimes
You
even
pay
after the service, they will raise money
Yes,
for the
like
pastor.
via offering and all
Yeah.
that. So singers are saying, or gospel ministers are saying, why are you, pointing fingers at us when
Whereas-
we've seen your glass house?
Yeah.
yeah.
Another thing, I think the pastors were the ones that actually gave room to this whole thing.
Yes, because
you understand
if
me?
they were not, I'll not say they were monetizing it, but you know when you see somebody do this and this person that before they started this thing, they don't have anything. Now they have 3 cars, they have mansion, they have this. Me too. If I have the opportunity to be in those shoes, I will also wisen up and also make my own money.
And another thing they did is the pastors were the ones that gave room to it because now they won't tell me that in their church they don't have a sister or a brother that can sing that much.
Yeah.
They don't pay attention to those ones that sing in their church. They will go and bring someone out there that they feel that is established that will bring that attention to their
It's
church.
true, because most of them call these outside people in the hopes of getting crowd.
You understand me?
Because when you now see on flyer, this person is coming,
Yeah.
this person is coming, this person is coming.
Everybody
now.
wants to go
And
there.
you know that when they come now, almost everybody will give offering. You will not see them doing first offering, second offering, third offering, contribution for this.
Yeah.
So they are not even actually grooming the ones they have. Because if you say you want to be paying these old people, why don't you give money to those ones you have there that have given you the best they can offer in Sunday services? You understand me? Appreciate them. Once you appreciate them, other people will still come to church. You will still get other talents from people that are sitting down there.
Before we round up now, back to what Bara said now, do you think people that work in church, ushers, welfare ministers, choirs, drama, do you think that they should be paid?
If you're giving your whole day in the week to church, you should be paid.
Yes.
I don't.
Is it productive? Monday is a day you're supposed to be productive.
So now you believe that people that are working in church should be paid, but gospel singers shouldn't charge.
See, what I'm saying is, you're working. What he said is, if you want to be paid, you're going to be working full time.
Okay.
You
have a opening time and closing.
This is your work. You know that this is your job.
Reporting to work.
You are going to work every day, every Monday morning. You dress up, you go to church. Stay there till closing time. No problem, they will pay you. But when you are at your own convenience, you can just walk in and
but
accept.
How many churches pay their members? Because it's always tagged as is the Lord's work, and God does not have to pay.
Church is paid.
Some churches pay.
This particular pastor that gave this analogy gave example with his own members. There are people who they have weekly activities. So there's Monday prayer meeting, there's
Bible
Tuesday
study.
evangelism. Basically, so if you're a worker in church, you attend all these activities. If there's cell meeting, visitation, do you understand? So basically, you're showing up to do something. You're not
But
those are
that's
productive
if the
days.
church is paying. How many churches are paying is the question.
And that's the thing we are saying. So churches will learn from other churches.
So which
They
church
will
should
learn.
learn from which church?
Any church where they pay should learn from those ones.
Yeah, they pay for your church.
They pay. That's why I know they go there every day.
Okay. So we'll read more comments next time, and that'll be all for now.
Okay, so guys, pretty much before the comments, we talked about marriage, and we had differences and we had things that we agreed on. But my takeaway is communicate. Money is important, and don't let societal pressure back you into a corner. But that's my takeaway. I would like to hear what your takeaway is, and so feel free to jump into our comment section, drop your comments, your questions, your contributions, and your takeaways. We want to hear what you have to say. And if you've watched up to this point, you know how we always do now. Hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so that you'll be the first to know when we have new content. Also, we're on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on Twitter. Life.unscriptedpod. Like our page, follow our page, share and comment so that you'll be the first to know when we have new content. Well, sadly, we've come to the end of this, but we're definitely looking forward to next time when we see you. But until then,
Bye, my loves.
Bye, guys.